Hello YouTube, thank you again for joining me for another great video. Today's project is I'm going to be upgrading my closet. So basically I'm going to show you what I'm working with, which is the current condition of my closet. And then I'm going to show you what my projective idea is by showing you what I drawed out on my piece of paper. Alright, so let me show you what my closet looks like currently, and then I'm going to show you what I want it to look like after I'm done. Alright, so this is what my closet looks like currently. As you can see, I got messed on the floor. I got shelves up there, right up there. And as you can see, I got space. So I'm not utilizing a lot of space on top. And as you can look, I got a little shoes rack that I bought from Walmart, which is not pretty. It's not really doing anything, you know. Now I got clothes on the ground. Then over here, I got a little space right there. I got a little container right here, and over here I got that, and I got stuff over here. This closet, it's 120 inches width. Sorry, that's the length, 120, and then the width is 46 inches. So that's basically what I'm working with. All right, so I'm going to show you exactly what I want my closet to look like. Alright, so basically this is what I want it to look like. On the left side, I want like a shelves, like 3 shelves and like 2 drawers. The right side, I want to do the same thing. This is a top view across. First, it's measuring 120 inches, and then the width is 46, and this is the top view. And over here the height is 94 inches, so whatever I get should match this height. And then in the middle, I want to have like shelves. I want to cut in 2 sections, and then there's another piece I want to put in the middle where I can fold my clothes and my drawers, or I can put stuff in there, and maybe a shelf where I can put shoes. I could have put it on the left side. So that's basically what my idea is. I'm gonna see how it turns out. I'm gonna go now and select the product to match what I'm looking for. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and take my clothes out. So I'm gonna try to get this empty, and then after I get everything empty, I'm gonna go ahead and remove all the whole shelf and take it from there. Yeah, so I got everything cleared out as you can look. And I did measure it from this wall to this wall is 120. And from here to here is 45.5. And from the ceiling down to the floor is 96 inches. So this step, I'm gonna go ahead and take all of this off. I won't bore you with the video by showing you how to get it off. But it's just, I don't know what system you have, but I'm gonna try to get this off, which is simple. All I gotta do is take this nail out and then pop this bad boy out, and it's out. And then in a little hole, I'm gonna go ahead and putty it, and then I'm gonna see if I have this paint, so I put another coat on it. All right. So I'll see you when I get everything off and ready. All right. So this is the last one I got. All right. Got this out. If you notice the way it's set, so now it's like this, and when you put the nail in, it spreads apart. And I guess these are pre-drilled holes, and so it makes a lot of holes. If you look around, all around the wall, see those holes? So basically, what I'm gonna go do now is I'm gonna go putty, get these, I'm gonna sand them off real nice. I'm gonna go ahead and putty it, and then maybe leave it for like 24 hours. So it can fully dry. Then I'll scrub it off and put another layer on it, and then from there I'll go ahead and paint it. I was able to get the hole covered up, as you can see. To get it what I want it to look like, I had to use 3 layers of putty. So what I'm planning on doing this step is I'm gonna go ahead and get it sand.
ready to paint. I was trying to find the paint that I have on my wall, but it was difficult to get. So what I do was go to my local store where I got I wouldn't say a gallon, it's 3.66 liter. And we all know a gallon is equal to 3.785 liters. So, but I got it at a real deal. It was one of them discounted paint. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of zoom in and show you what it looks like with my 3 layers, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get it sand. After applying 3 layers, this is what it looks like. But I'm gonna go ahead and got it sanded to get it as close as possible to this. The putty that I use on the back, it has instruction, and it shows you what you need to do when you are sanding. As you can see here, it says, after compound dries, sand with a wet sponge to eliminate dust, or use 150 grit or finer sand paper, or 220 grit or finer abrasive mesh cloth. Avoid scuffle panel paper. So basically, that's what it's telling you to do. So at my local hardware store, I was able to get 220 grit, which is very fine. And because of all the dust that we're gonna accumulate, it's it's recommended that you wear a mask, preferable N95. I was able to pick up this sponge at my local hardware store, and basically it's it has sandpaper over the sponge. It has sandpaper over the sponge. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get it wet, and then I'm gonna try to use it and see how many dust will accumulate. So this is one of the nice things to use also. All right, let's get started. All right, I got my sponge wet and nice. Let me see what I'll do with this wet. Again, I'm not worried about the color looking the way it is, because I'm gonna go ahead and repaint it. It does kind of messy. It does look messy. The way it's used. I think I use just the regular one by itself. Again, as I said, it's kind of messy, but it kind of keep the dust down. But I'm gonna go ahead and just use the sanding paper by itself. Remember, when you're using that sanding paper, make sure you mask up, because it's gonna produce a lot of dust. So you want to close certain section off so the dust won't travel too far, because it's gonna get everywhere. So one of the things you don't want to get any lungs, so make sure you masked up. You can use an N95 mask, or you go to your local hardware store and ask them what mask is recommended while sanding like putties. Alright, if you look to the right, you can see the one that's not been sanded yet. And you would look to the left, that's the one I already sanded. So that's what it looked like. Yeah, I end up using this instead. I know that before the break I told you it was messy, but it ended up being pretty good, because I ended up using it, and I guess because it was soaking wet, that's why initially it did that. But the room that I'm standing in, I had to close off the door, so the dust wouldn't migrate to other area in the house. So it dried pretty quick, and I was able to keep the dust down to a minimal. So initially I wanted to use this, but I ended up using this, and I must say I did a pretty good job. Because basically what you do, you get it damp, and then you just start, sanding. And if the dust starting to develop more, then you just wet it again and continue. Again, just when in this process, make sure you keep the dust to a minimum. Also make sure you wear a mask. It's very important that you mask up. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready, and I'm gonna go start painting. All right, I'm started the painting process. It has a nice look to it on the wall. Yeah, I like the way it looks. I got it at my local hardware store at discount, in the discount section. It was going for $9, and it's close to a gallon. 3.66 liters. As I say, one man trash is another man's treasure, and I think it's gonna turn out nice. All right, I got everything painted, so I'm just waiting for it to dry. While this is drying, I'm gonna go ahead and gather my stuff, brushes and stuff, put away. And also, after this is completely dry, I think the dry time is 1 hour. And if you want to recoat it again, you gotta wait 2 to 4 hours. So once it's dry, if you want to retake the measurement again, just to be sure, the longest size is length, then shortest side will be the width. And then the height will be from the ceiling to the floor, just to remeasure before you go there and purchase your shelf. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and gather everything up, and then I'm gonna move on to the next step, where I'm gonna start assembling the closet. I'm still waiting for the paint to dry, so while it's drying, I'm gathering all my tools that I'm gonna need for the next step. So basically, I'm gonna need a stud finder, a marker or a pencil. I'm gonna need a drill bit, and maybe you might need an extension cord. Depends how long your drill cord is or far your socket is. So, and then what I'm going to start doing now. Yeah, I'm getting ready to assemble the middle shelf. As you can see, the shelf, I'm not endorsing this product. It goes from 5 feet to 10 feet. The parts that comes in it, it got 3 hanger rods, but I'm gonna need 4. You can buy it separate. You can buy them separate. And the way this design is, it comes out to the edge. I'm gonna try to put mines in the middle, both here. I'm gonna put one here, just like over here. So I'm gonna make this looks the same on this side. So the only difference I'm gonna change is that instead of having it coming out closer to the edge, I'm gonna put it in the middle. So I'm gonna do that on both sides. And here where they have shelves, I'm gonna go ahead and put drawers. So where here they got shelves there, I'm gonna put at least 3 drawers. I might keep a space here. I'm not sure yet. I might not. So I think I might keep the space here. And then I'm gonna have 3 section where I'm gonna put the drawers. It doesn't come with this, so I gotta buy the extra stuff. So while the paint is drying, I'm gonna go ahead and try to assemble this. All right, in the earlier, there's a couple things I didn't mention that I'm gonna need. I'm gonna get a, you're gonna need a mallet, a tape measure, a Phillips screwdriver, and a level. And again, I mentioned earlier, you're gonna need a hammer. I mentioned earlier that you're gonna need a pencil. or a marker, stud finder, and a drill. You're gonna need 2 bits, a 1/4 inch and a 1/16 bit. I believe the 1/16 bit will be more like a starter, to make a starter hole. And in the instruction, these are the different panels they have. I remember I was telling you that this is designed to go to the edge right here, but I'm gonna put it more in the middle to take advantage of the spacing. So my design will be more like this one, but I'm not gonna put a door. I'm not gonna get no door right here. So the extra parts, you gotta purchase that. It doesn't come with a kit. And these back piece right here, which is this right here, that's just to hold the shelf, this shelf against the wall, so in case you have like the top heavy, it won't fall over, or if there's during an earthquake or something like that. And this is basically what you're gonna need a mallet for. These are little parts. I mean, you can push them in with your hand. You know, it doesn't take that much, but if you want, you can use a mallet for that. So this is what you're gonna need a mallet for. And you might need a mallet for this one. These little peg, and these pegs goes in here, which creates the spot for the shelves. Correction to the pegs. The pegs are not for the shelf. Basically, the pegs are what you put, like, yeah, pegs is what just basically you put in here, this hole right here. You put it in there, and so basically, so these are the pegs. You put this in here, and then you're able to stop the second half of the shelf on the peg. So just for correction, the peg goes right in here. That's where the peg goes. And what it is, you're gonna be assembling 2 half of a shelf, and with the peg you're gonna be able to join them together. And then basically just follow the instruction in the book and you should be fine. And also the stud finder, where you put the shelf, basically I'm gonna put the shelf in the middle, so it's gonna be in the middle. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the measurement from here to here and then mark the halfway point. Then I'm gonna take the length of my closet from one end to the next and find the halfway point. And then I'm gonna line up the halfway point of this shelf with the halfway point of the wall, so I have equal distance on both sides. So, and as you can see, the way they have theirs right here, they got it 2 inches away from the edge of the shelf. With mine, I'm gonna put it in the middle, so I'm gonna find what the width is and find the halfway point, and that's where I'm gonna put my hanging rod. I might keep the distance as they do from the top, which is 3/4, because I want to utilize all the space. And also what I'm gonna plan on doing is put another shelf on top of it. So I'm gonna use this measurement they gave me, the 3/4. I'm gonna do that here on the first half of the shelf, which is this, and then the other half of the shelf I'm gonna also do the 3/4 here. So with mine, I'm gonna have 2 hanging rods on both sides. And as you can see, if you don't have a stud, that's where you will use these these little anchors. So basically you bore a hole in the wall, in the, depends what type you have, in the sheetrock. If it's a sheetrock, then you use this, and then you do a 1/4 inch, and then we put it in it. You beat it in with a mallet or a hammer, and once you get that in, you see this section right here, you just put the screw in and it screws in. But if you find a stud there, then there's no need to use this. All you gotta do is just drill, not too deep, not past the length of the screw, just maybe halfway, so this the screw can have something to hold on to pull it into. So I just give you a summary what my plans are. I'm gonna go ahead, I don't want to bore you with the detail, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause right here, and then yeah, I completed this section right here. It says ×2, so they're both equal lengths and whatever, but you got to pay attention to what you're doing. So if you notice on the outside, I got the white part out, and if you look at the back, you got these parts. So all these parts has to be on the same side. So I completed both half of it. So now I got to determine which one I want to be the base. So what I'm talking about is the kit comes with 4 of these and 4 of this and 4 pegs. So the one here I choose to be my my base. If you look at the bottom, here's a little tab that I put in. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the pegs, which is this. Put the pegs right here, one here, and put a peg in there. And then once I got the peg on, then this piece right here will go on top of here. So that's basically what I'm doing right now. And after I'm finished with that, I'm gonna go. All right, so I went ahead and put the pegs in. I got all pegs in. So basically, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna take this half and put on top of here. But before I do that, I want to find the halfway point from here to here, and then I'm gonna find a halfway point from that wall to that wall over there. So I'm gonna find a halfway point. Once I find a halfway point, I'm gonna put it matched up to the wall, and that's where I'm gonna anchor it to the wall. So earlier I showed you the anchors they have looks like this, and basically it goes right here against the wall. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my stud finder to see if I locate where all the studs are. If it happened to fall, if the cabinet happened to fall in the center line where there is no stud from this end to that end, then what you can do is you drill a hole using a 1/4 inch bit, and then once you drill that hole, you just knot this little piece in the hole. So it looks like over here what you do. You drill the hole, and then you take this piece and put it in the wall. But one thing you gotta keep in mind is we have 2 more shelves that has to go on. So you gotta make sure this won't interrupt where you plan on putting your shelf, because this piece can get in the way when you're trying to put your shelf, because your shelf is at the back. So when you slide your shelf in, this might be hinder it from going. So that's one thing to keep in mind. I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video, and I'm gonna get to work. So now I got the bottom part. I got the measure from that wall to that wall, and I found the halfway point here, and then I measure from here to here. I found the halfway point. So what I want this to match up with that right there. But if you look to the side over here, I'll show you a little problem I got. There's a gap right there. The floorboard is right here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna make a little mark with my marker. All right, so I'm just gonna make a mark right here, and that's where I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna cut.
So basically I'm gonna cut this so it can go against the floorboard, so I can sit properly to avoid this gap right here. I want to get rid of this gap, so in order for me, I'm just gonna cut right there. All right, as you can see, I got the closet all firm against the wall. This is what comes in the package. There's three set of hangers, which I'm gonna make, comes with the piece that goes on it. So with their measurement, they want it to be 2 inches off from here and 3/4 down, but I'm gonna put mine in the middle and it's gonna come straight out. And then at the bottom, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna have this halfway come this out, but I only got 3, so it'll be 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna purchase another set, and what I'm planning on doing also is on the top, I'm gonna put a shelf like this on the top, and the bar is gonna be below it. I think I'm gonna do the same thing here. Put a shelf up here, and then put the hanging bar below it, and I'm gonna do it on both sides. I did install the these braces, and the thing with them is I might have to move it. I hope not, because depends on where I want the shelf. That's why I said you gotta know where you want the shelves before you put it in. But I think the space that where it is, it won't interfere with what I need to put up there. All right, give you an update what I've done so far. That's the closet. That's the middle piece that I did. And here is the thing. They didn't have any more brackets where I could put the top layer on. So I gotta go to another store, see if they have it. My local store run out. So right now, at the bottom part, I'm gonna go ahead and put some drawers. I'm gonna put 3 drawers there. And then on this side, I'm gonna put a hanging space right there with some drawer. And I'm gonna do the same thing over here. So I'm gonna pause the video and continue. All right, give you an update what I've did so far. All right, so I'm almost done with the middle section. I got that piece of board I gotta put on top here, but I'm gonna put that in last. So far I got my little drawer right there, a couple drawers. Alright, it's coming out nice. Next part I need to do is that little section. I'm gonna put a drawer and a hanging rod right there, and also on that side. All right, just to give you a view what a closet looks like now. That's what it does. This was a very interesting project. Are we all done? Thank you again for watching. And remember to like, subscribe, and also to visit the website of my sponsor. The link is below. Thank you and have a nice day.